This is the DJI Air 3S Fly More combo with the RC2 screen controller. What stands out is how confidently it handles light and safety in real shooting conditions, from late golden hour till after dark, without turning flying into a stress test. It sits in that sweet spot for travel creators and prosumers who want more than a Mini can deliver, but don't want to haul a full cinema rig. If you care about image quality, reliability, and a streamlined field setup, this fits right into that workflow. It's a dual-camera drone with brains, built for people who fly often, in varied places, and don't want surprises once they're on location. The design is familiar in a good way, compact when folded, solid in hand, and purposeful. The gimbal cover now shields both the dual-camera block and the front sensors in one move, which makes packing and unpacking brainless. The arms lock with a positive click, and the push and twist props are quick to swap if you clip a tip. The RC2 controller changes day-to-day use more than you might expect. A built-in screen means I'm not juggling a phone, cables, or a low battery notification from my daily driver. It boots quickly, the antennas fold out, and the gimbal wheel has the right amount of resistance for slow, cinematic tilts. The included shoulder bag is compact and tidy, good for city days and carry-on, but I wouldn't throw it under heavy luggage. I move everything to a padded camera pack for rougher trips. The charging hub is the one piece that feels less refined. It charges in sequence, and the power transfer function is genuinely useful, but the batteries can sit a touch looser than I'd like. Practical note, there's no charger in the box. A high-watt USB-C PD brick is worth having, otherwise you'll wait longer than you want between sorties. Setup is where this combo earns its keep. RC2 cuts time to air to about a minute. Power on, link checks, home point set, and I'm rolling. The 04 transmission is rock solid. The headline range number is there for robustness more than distance, but what matters is a clean, stable 1080p feed, with quick menu taps and responsive sticks, even in neighborhoods where Wi-Fi is thick. I rely on internal storage more than I thought I would. With 42 gigs on board, if I forget or fill a card, I don't lose a shot. Quick transfer to a phone moves kips fast enough for social cuts. For long projects, a card reader still wins. The overall feeling is that the system gets out of the way. On performance, it flies with a calm confidence. Windy beach days don't rattle it. There's some body tilt to hold position, but the horizon stays level and the footage remains usable. The advertised flight time translates to real, repeatable sessions in the 30 to 35-minute range when you're mixing moves, factoring in a healthy buffer to land. The sound is lower pitched than the smaller drones, less of a high whine, which makes it less annoying for people nearby. Return to home is precise. It comes back and settles close to where it took off, thanks to the vision positioning. Braking is predictable in normal mode. Sport is fun, but inertia is real, so I leave extra room when I need to stop on a dime. In cold weather, I plan shorter flights. Battery performance drops enough near freezing that it's noticeable. Image quality is where this model justifies itself. The 1-inch wide camera brings cleaner low light and more headroom when the sky is bright and the ground's dark. Detail holds together at sunset, and night scenes don't fall apart as quickly. The medium Tele camera gives you that 70mm look that compresses background and makes mountains loom without moving the drone. Colors match closely between the two, so cutting wide to Tele in the same sequence doesn't scream two different cameras. I stick to 4K 60 HDR when I want the most flexible footage for editing, with 10-bit profiles available when grading matters. For slow motion, 4K 120 holds up better than expected if the light is decent. Because the apertures are fixed, ND filters are part of the kit on bright days to keep motion natural. The included set hits most outdoor scenarios. I still wish there were an intermediate strength for mid-afternoon sun, but the twist-on system is quick and stable. Low light deserves a mention. The dedicated night mode helps, but I still treat it like any camera. Keep ISO in a reasonable range for cleaner results, and expose for highlights you care about. The main camera stays cleaner longer. The Tele will show noise sooner because of its smaller sensor and slower lens. In certain backlit shots with the Tele, I've seen a specific arc-shaped flare when a bright source hits the lens just right. It doesn't ruin the camera, but I keep an eye on it when I'm shooting into sunsets. Autofocus is generally dependable. In flat, low-contrast scenes, a quick tap to focus can save you a soft clip. The safety story is one of the reasons this drone stands apart. Omnidirectional sensing is table stakes now, but the forward-facing LiDAR adds confidence when the light drops. It reads ahead and keeps you from kissing a wall at dusk in a way that purely optical systems struggle to do. I still fly carefully at night and only where it's legal, and I avoid charging backward at speed because the rear and side sensing rely on cameras that need light. The upgraded Smart RTH is smarter than the old go up, then go home routine. It maps a route that's efficient and safe, sometimes staying lower than you might expect, which can feel odd on the first few tries, but it does the job and saves battery. Active Track 360 is useful for solo creators. Being able to set a subject and nudge the orbit angle while it works around light obstacles is a nice way to get dynamic movement without a second operator. Waypoints are a quiet win. Pre-planning a run and repeating it for time lapses or seasonal changes unlocks shots that just weren't practical on older mid-range drones. Cruise control helps on long lines or hyperlapses, letting me focus on framing and gimbal work. A typical shoot day might be a quick hike to a ridge, 2 batteries planned, 1 kept in reserve. I get the drone in the air fast, run a few establishing wides at 24mm. Then switch to the 70mm to compress a village against mountains while keeping the drone within visual line of sight. As the sun drops, I shade the RC2 screen with my body to check exposure. When it gets darker, the forward sensing keeps me from creeping into branches I can't see clearly on the preview. When I'm done, I use the hub's power transfer function to consolidate charge into 1 battery for a final take. If I forgot a card, internal storage has my back. And I can move a highlight clip to my phone for a quick cut on the ride home. The whole process feels efficient rather than delicate. There are things I'd change. The RC2 screen is bright enough for most conditions, but on blistering midday sun, I wish it pushed a bit harder. The lack of a charger in the box is a miss for a combo at this level. A proper USB-C PD brick should be part of the essentials. The charging hub's fit could be tighter. The drone's weight moves it into stricter rules in a lot of places. So if you need the lightest regulatory footprint, the Mini class still has a place. And while the obstacle sensing is excellent for its category, Sport mode and darkness are a combination where I don't rely on sensors and give myself extra margin. The clever touches keep stacking up the more you use it. Free panorama is more than a checkbox. It stitches cleanly and saves time on the computer. Off-state transfer is handy when you just want to grab files without powering everything up. The internal slot for the optional cellular dongle means you can add 4G redundancy without strapping on awkward accessories, which is a smart path for signal-challenged locations. And the way the 2 cameras are matched in color science makes the editing experience cleaner than on mixed systems. This is the drone I'd recommend to creators who care about both the shot and the process of getting it. If you fly often, travel light, and need consistent image quality with real safety tools for twilight and night, the Air 3S with RC2 fits that brief effortlessly. If you already have an Air 3 and only fly in bright daylight, the upgrade is less urgent. If you want the smallest, least restricted option, look at a Mini. If you need variable aperture or a longer optical reach, you're shopping in the larger flagship tier. For everyone in the middle, people who live on the move, shoot at sunrise and sunset, and want dependable controls, strong transmission, and a camera that holds up when the light gets tricky, this combo hits a very practical balance. You can find detailed information about the DJI Air 3S Fly More Combo RC2 screen remote controller in the comments section. See you in the next video.